everybody. So, as the news recap for March 26th to March 30th, some interesting stuff here. Apple announced their foray into gaming, or their latest one, since they keep trying to jump in. PlayStation had their State of Play event on Monday, on the 25th, I guess. And we'll have some other things to talk about as well. So let's just get this all set up and ready to go. Small cap. This one. Yes, cool. Okay, so again, trying to keep to some kind of format. Game announcements will be first. So Yacht Club Games unveils Cyber Shadow, a Ninja Gaiden-esque platformer, or Shinobi-esque, one or the other. Yacht Club Games, probably best known for Shovel Knight. So the guys behind Shovel Knight have this is their latest thing. So let's have a look. Let's watch it on YouTube just in case. This looks amazing. Sorry, I haven't been talking for a few seconds there. He looks like he's in great shape though. Okay, yeah. I'm gonna fucking play that game. Holy shit. Okay, so Cyber Shadow is looking really good. Definitely, yeah, the old Ninja Gaiden style, the old Shinobi games. Yes, definitely a bit of Strider in there as well. So this is from Arnie Megaskull Hunziker, who has been working on this game for like a really long time. And Yacht Club Games have more or less stepped in to kind of help him finish it and get it over the line. So they're helping out with publishing for the most part, but also they've lended some kind of development credentials to it. They're also helping with soundtrack. So they've got Enrique Martin, Jake Hoffman, who did Shovel Knight's music. So looking good. No release date though. Where is it? Yeah, no firm release date. But you know, PS4, Xbox One, PC, Switch. So a lot of places. Yeah, The Messenger will tell you over in the meantime, I guess. The Messenger is also a very good game. Right, so this is coming from Sony's State of Play. So Sony had the State of Play event. Take these off because I don't need them. I can turn that off too. They had that on Monday, so it was kind of billed as a sort of Nintendo Direct, but Sony. So Sony Direct, so State of Play. Where they showed off a couple of games. A lot of focus on VR stuff, so I was checking out the Twitter feeds for a couple of different people, and basically it was, if you had a PSVR, it was a good event. If you didn't have a PSVR, not that much interesting stuff. So I'm just gonna point out two things that interested me from the event. So first is what's it called? Observation. This better not be like Sony's weird player or something. Okay, good. It's YouTube. Oh, fuck you. Right. Okay, I guess we're gonna watch it on this then instead. Fine. Alright. Anyway. Let's full screen that. And turn audio back on. So, I have seen this trailer, but I think the game looks kind of interesting anyway, so let's just show it off.
That's audio at least. Almost there. Just a sec. Sam, give me a systems diagnostic. I need to know what is going on.
Well, that's not good.
I know you're all afraid of what is happening. To the station. To us.
Captain.
And quite right too.
Oh my god.
And I just want you to know. Whatever happens next.
Sam?
Sorry.
It's time. You have to take us there.
That doesn't sound like a good idea. May 21st. Cool. So, observation, as you might have noticed, looks like a kind of narrative, kind of thriller type thing. So what they're saying there is you're not on the station, you are the station. You play the AI on board the station, so flicking through cameras and turning on and off doors and whatever I imagine is the gameplay. But it's a VR title. I don't know if it is playable outside VR, but they definitely build it as a VR title, so it looks really interesting, and it's coming up pretty soon as well, so that should be fun. The other one that I thought was interesting is that No Man's Sky's latest update will include a VR mode, so let's have a look at that. Don't make me confirm my age. Good. So, No Man's Sky, sorry, it was abrupt. No Man's Sky Beyond is their latest updates coming in this summer, June at some stage. Coming with VR support amongst some other things that they also announced. So, fun. I'm kind of, the actual thing that jumped out to me there was that it has actual hands. Like some VR titles do have, which aren't present obviously in the base game, which is it's a first-person game, but there aren't hands. The gun is just like most first-person shooters. So it'll be interesting to see how it interacts. Like you actually grab the controls and stuff like that. So fun. I think it'll be fun anyway. Okay, continuing with game announcements. Maybe not super interesting for everybody, but it's kind of interesting for me. Persona 5 The Royal got a bit of a teaser, so we'll have a look at this. Hopefully this trailer isn't in Japanese, but I think it is. I don't remember. Anyway, we'll see. It's in Japanese. Okay, that's fine.
人助けは素晴らしいことだと思います。けど、どちらかというと好きじゃないですね。怪盗団のやり方は本当の世直し、人助けになってない気がするんです。それを解決するなって最終的に本人じゃなきゃいけない気がするんです。
That's them saying more news at the Persona event later on in April. So, I kind of know the news anyway for this, but obviously it's all in Japanese and not subtitled, so I'll just give it to you. The character that's shown off there, that's teased, a lot of people thought it might have been a female main protagonist for Persona 5. But judging from what she says, assuming that is her speaking in the trailer, it seems like she's more possibly an antagonist, because she says, I don't think the Phantom Thieves. I'm gonna have to paraphrase because I don't remember the exact quote. I don't think the Phantom Thieves are good, and I don't think they really help people. is basically what is what the voiceover is, and it can be attributed to that character, then it doesn't sound like she's going to be the main protagonist, female main protagonist. But we'll see. I guess we'll see more on April 24th. There's a Persona event in Japan. Right. Adi Shankar adds Hyperlight Drifter TV series to his resume, in addition to lots of other things: Castlevania, Devil May Cry, Assassin's Creed. So, if you're not familiar, Hyperlight Drifter, a Kickstarter title that I backed. I'm responsible for all of this, of course. It's a super stylish looking game, and a good game to play as well, even if it's quite difficult. Anyway, Adi Shankar, clearly known for the Castlevania series on Netflix at the moment, and he is in talks to be doing a Devil May Cry and Assassin's Creed series as well, all animated. So, super good news. They go into a couple of other things about Adi here. If you're interested, Punisher Dirty Laundry is a kind of short film he did with Thomas Jane, who starred as the Punisher in the sort of okay Punisher film. It's actually really good. You can kind of look that up and check it out. It's decent. Okay, that's all the game announcements. So this is more like that's not even a game announcement actually. But anyway, Bethesda says Rage 2, Doom Eternal, and pretty much all of their stuff is coming to Steam, or will be available on Steam. So this isn't really news so much as a kind of reiteration that we're on Steam, don't worry, you don't have to worry about an Epic Games exclusivity thing happening here. That's all this is saying. Fucking phone. 1 second. Right, sorry about that. I should really just turn my phone off. Anyway, so yeah, Bethesda basically saying don't worry about Epic Games. We'll be on Steam and probably various other places as well. I hate my phone sometimes. Anyway, Sony confirms it will no longer provide full game digital download codes to shops. So if you've been in a GameStop recently or any kind of game-based store, physical store, you'll see sometimes that there are kind of cards for digital downloads like DLC or digital only games or things like that just hanging on a little rack. Basically, this is Sony saying we're not doing them anymore. So if you want to buy digital games, basically you either will have to buy them on the PSN store, or you will have to buy credit from GameStop or wherever you get your credit, and use that instead, and then use that as a kind of middleman to update your wallet and then buy the game on PSN. Basically, this is Sony cutting down on different ways you can buy digital products and bringing everything back to their online store, which isn't great, honestly, but this is the issue with proprietary stores and things like that. So there was a bit of miscommunication elsewhere in the news sphere about things like that. So it's just the cards that have the games on them, so they don't basically have to print out cards for every game and so on. You can still buy PSN credit in store. You can still buy Fortnite bucks, or whatever the fuck it's called, etc. You can still buy that stuff. You just can't buy an actual full game card thing. That's all that is. Even though that's kind of a big deal. But anyway. So this was Apple's announcement amongst a lot of other announcements for Apple that don't really relate to games, but this was kind of the other one. Apple Arcade is going to be a subscription-based service for games, so a Netflix for games kind of thing, running on their different platforms. So I thought it was written down here somewhere, but it doesn't appear to be. More or less anything that runs iOS. Oh, there it is there, sorry. iPhone, iPad, Mac, and Apple TV. You'll be able to play these games, all iOS type games, so anything that was on the store, or not anything, it'll be curated by Apple, so you won't see random ad-based shit. And it is actually saying that they won't actually feature ads, so they're proper games, if you like, on the iOS store, the Apple store. They've also said that they're partnering with other AAA based game developers. So you might see games that you wouldn't typically see on a mobile phone. You might see them on the Apple Arcade instead. No news about pricing or dates or anything like that, so they're still kind of in the same sphere as Google for that. Here's all our details, but none of the details that are actually important. So following on from Apple Arcade and following on from Google Stadia, I had some people ask me like, oh, why do you think Google won't stick with it, kind of thing. So here's an open source list of all the shit that Google has killed, right? So the ones with the guillotine symbol are still out there, but are going to die soon. So Google Plus is going in a couple of days. Inbox is going in a couple of days. Fabric, Google Fusion tables that most people probably don't know about. They're more developer stuff. But these two are definitely consumer facing. But this is a long list. The tombstones are ones that are already dead. These are all Google products that they decided they don't want to do them anymore. So that's why I'm worried about Google Stadia. Basically, if it doesn't hit it out of the park right away, Google won't stick with it. Anyway, Vicarious Visions founders signed publishing deal with EA. After 25 years of making games, I realized I was doing it wrong. No, you weren't, dude. No, you weren't. This is a terrible idea. EA kills their fucking studios, which we'll see in a minute. Vicarious Visions are probably best known for the Crash Bandicoot trilogy remake. Or remaster. No, remake. Yeah, remake. Anyway, amongst other things, but... sorry, excuse me. Okay, I'm good. Great. Not much news here. This is basically EA buying another studio. And we'll see if 10 years if they're still there, basically. Talk to Pandemic and talk to Visceral and talk to Bullfrog and etc. EA killed their... Talk to BioWare in a couple of years if Anthem doesn't take off. Right. After, joining up with EA. Oh, by the way, EA laid off 350 people this week. And the people last week. And the people the week before that. So a couple of different studios are being hit. This is mostly hitting marketing people. But, EA spent $1 million on Ninja to stream Apex Legends on Twitch. And that's just the one we heard about. How much did they pay other streamers to do the same thing? But yeah, marketing people get fired. This is actually the same news story. I thought they were different, but they're not. This 350 people, it's affecting people in Japan and Russia. This is to say that the Japan office is closing because I guess there's nobody working there anymore, and then an update to say that the Russian division is more than likely following suit. The people affected outside the US are kind of done with the company. The EA will, or said that they will try to help them find jobs within the industry and within their country. They'll try to help them out with that. Anyone based more or less in and around the US or in and around bigger EA presences, they'll attempt to find them positions within the company first, unless they were just sick of EA, which I am. And here's kind of expected news, but anyway. I don't know why it says Minecraft removes references, but it's really Microsoft. Microsoft removed references to Notch in Minecraft. So if you haven't played Minecraft in a while or don't remember, there's a little thing that comes up. There's a little message that comes up on the main title screen that says "Made by Notch" or etc. Things. They're kind of random messages, but some of them say "Made by Notch" or "Developed by Notch" and so on. And again, if you're not familiar, Marcus Notch person was the original developer of Minecraft and then sold it to Microsoft, and then they gave him lots of money and he basically turned into a huge shit overnight practically. He's just on Twitter just being a massive piece of shit. Super bigoted. Hopefully they don't have any actual tweets from him. Anyway, I would not advocate going to check, but obviously you can do your own due diligence about this and whether or not his views fit with yours. But basically to say that Microsoft don't want the news associated with them, so they've removed references to him in the game. All references aren't gone. He's still credited in the credits as original developer of the game, so they haven't taken that away. They've just taken most of the front facing stuff that the kids might see and try to look up Notch and go, hey, I like your game, and then to realize he's not a nice person. Anyway, always forget which button to press. This one. Hopefully. Okay, I think that's the correct one. Anyway, that was the news for 24 to 30 March. Some interesting stuff from the State of Play. Again, I thought it was good. Good, okay to good. It wasn't amazing. They didn't exactly hit it out of the park, but a good, like, first attempt at this kind of direct style stuff. Hopefully they'll go ahead with it. There were some people who thought that it needs a face, like it needs an actual presenter, rather than the kind of disembodied corporate voice that they did come across, and I would agree with that. They do really need a presenter. It doesn't have to be like whoever. I was going to say Kaz, but obviously he's retired now, so it's not him. But, you know, they do need somebody to present it to give it a more personable thing. The focus on PSVR was welcome for me because, you know, I could do with some more PSVR titles. But obviously, if you don't have one, there wasn't a ton of news. There was more stuff about Days Gone, which is, you know, only going to be out next month anyway. So I would say most people have made up their mind about whether or not they want to play that, and or haven't heard of it, one or the other. But yeah, some stuff about the Apple Arcade. We don't know enough about it to really say anything. Cyber Ninja, or whatever the hell it's called, I forget what it's called. Cyber Shadow, that's what it is. Looks really good, but again, with no release date. Don't know, can't get super hyped about it. Persona 5 Royal, again, don't know anything about it. April. You know, a couple of weeks of these news is me going, I wonder what's for. No. We'll find out. We'll find out in April at some stage. And then EA being EA. You know, typical shit. Anyway, Monday on the channel, I'm hoping to get the Games of March video out. And because of that, there won't be any streams this weekend because I will be focusing on editing and recording some extra stuff for that video. I've kind of mixed around some of the games that were going to be presented because some of them were delayed. Sinking City was delayed, and Left Alive and Generation Zero turned out to be not very good games, and I can't really afford to spend my money on not good games just for the channel. Games aren't tax deductible for me because this isn't my job, it's a hobby. If it actually turned into my job, I could make them tax deductible and then I could play whatever I want, but you know, not for me. Anyway, so some of the games have been mixed around. So Devil May Cry 5 will be there. Sekiro will be there. I'm going to do I'll try that again. I'm going to do a bit on Kingdom Hearts 3 because I did finish and platinumed it this month. So I'm going to have something to say about that. And then I'm going to look at the demo for Yoshi's Crafted World. The game itself is out already. Yeah, it's out, I think. Came out yesterday. But I'm only going to look at the demo for it. It looks fun, to be honest, but I have plenty of games to play right now, so I will wait. I can wait on Yoshi. But you can see for yourself on the Monday video. And with that, that's me for a week, or for Monday. I'll see you on Monday. Okay. Bye-bye.